And then, almost unexpectedly, someone accepted. I got the Cosmos Sloth. It had taken a lot of effort, a lot of sending, but I'd gone from 1400 value to almost 1700, plus I got the upgrade of having the Cosmos Sloth. This is how trading is done. After the last episode, I felt so good. We got that victory, I got an upgrade, I got the item I wanted. I could finally stop sending on the Cosmos Sloth. That was so irritating. And I was excited to start on part 2. The only problem is, all the video footage I have is just gone. I don't know where it went. I'm looking in my folder, I see a corrupted file and 20 seconds of trades from my last video. I want to share my victory with you so badly. I want you to see exactly what it took for me to get to where I'm at now. Several wins later and I'm almost 1,000 value above where I started. But I'm gonna have to find a new way to tell you that story because all the video footage is just gone. So let's get to it. Now, this story involves several hundred trades sent. This story involves focusing on more than one specific item and mass sending to all owners. I probably got blocked a few times. May have involved a little bit of begging, not much. After getting the Cosmos Sloth, which apparently dropped, I went ahead and did something risky. I accepted a projected item. Gucci basketball at the time was 11 or 1200 wrap. Now it normally sits around 400, so I knew it was risky, but I was able to get rid of it for more than it was worth. I have about 100 trades in my outbound still, the ones that haven't been declined yet, of me trying to get rid of my projected Gucci item to these poor skull and crossbone owners. None of them accepted, but it was worth a try. Before we get too far, I want to explain where I think the value of limited items comes from. Understanding this could be the difference between you getting a limited item you want and not. In the 1960s, there was a philosopher named John Baudrillard who described where the value of items comes from. Not limited items, but real-world items. In fact, the Matrix series was based completely on Baudrillard's work and even features his book Simulacra and Simulation in one of the scenes. But that's not the part that's going to get you a limited item. Jean Baudrillard specifies a few things that make a commodity worth something. The exchange value, or what kind of commodities could be exchanged for this commodity, and the use value, or how useful is it, what is the utility of this item, and finally the sign value. Sign value has more to do with the prestige that owning an item gives the owner than really what it's worth or how much it could be exchanged for. In other words, if I buy a Lamborghini, I'm not buying it because it's expensive. There are more expensive cars. I'm not buying it because it's fast. There are faster cars. I'm buying it because of the prestige that it offers me simply because I own it. In other words, there are limited items whose signs will offer you prestige simply through owning it. Now you might be saying, that's all well and good, but how does that help me with trading again? Well, if you can only determine which items people would kill to have simply because they offer the owner prestige, you can decide which item to shoot for and use that prestige to gain a profit. The most obvious example would be any of the Dominuses. Of course, there's prestige in owning a Dominus. They're the most expensive items on the catalog. If I were to get this 12 million value Astra, I could probably trade it for 13 or 14, supposing someone out there won. And they would be willing to overpay 1 or 2 million for this item because of the prestige that comes with owning it. In other words, if you set your sights on an item like that has a high perceived sign value, you could flip it for more than it's worth and make an easy profit. All the Jean Baudrillard stuff and the Matrix stuff might seem boring, but we can use this to our advantage. If you noticed a few minutes ago, back when I mentioned I had sent on a few very specific items and mass sent to all the owners, I picked those items very intentionally. I picked those items because they satisfied some qualities for me, like high exchange value, low circulation, they looked cool, and high sign value. So, let's get to sending. In the end, I'm making this series to show you that it can be done. You can get the items you want. You're not even seeing a fraction of the trades I sent. I sent so many. But if you're willing to put in the work, you can do this. I ended up getting a trade accepted. The 2010 Roman candle, 2300 value and only 150 premium copies. At the beginning of this series, we started with 1400 value. I'm almost at 2400 value, a full 1000 up. Now, it took a lot of trade. As I said last video, this is the period in your account where you have to send more than you ever will in your life again. You have to grind now. Once you get away from zero, making 500k like this fella is easy. But you have to get away from zero first. I'm making this video to show you that this kind of thing can be done. And hopefully, to tell you that you can do it. So, what are you waiting for?